been studying the best of the best, and I've got 5 lessons from 5 amazing LED shows. Jeremiah Johnston does this neat thing where he hides a little LED prop. I don't know exactly what it is. I've seen this before, but if you're doing a sort of narrative LED show, it might be worth investing in whatever these little finger lights are that you can toggle on and off easily, because it immediately shows the audience he has control over where the light goes. So he can go back and forth between the stationary props, transferring it to other ones, boom, and ultimately the Vision Club. If you look carefully, he actually had it hanging on his belt on this little loop. I've seen a couple other jugglers do this. Yeah, I'm skipping around in these videos, by the way. All the links are in the description. I don't know if he can put the clubs back into the loop as easily as he can take it out, but that's a really nice feature because I'm always bending over to pick up the clubs off the ground or trying to kick them up with my foot or having someone throw them to me or something. So having it just on you where you can conveniently snatch it seems like a really good solution. You can't hide it per se unless you're facing directly away from the audience and it's on the far side, but he was able to pull it off. Here's that little tool again. That is so cool. So he puts it back. We came full circle. Whatever that means. Awesome show. I recommend it. Next is going to be Vojta. So he has visual poi. And in this Vojta and Flux video, one of the most complex use of visual poi I've ever seen, he does these 2 or 3 leaps that are sort of his trademarked acrobatics. So despite him obviously having really sick use of technology choreographed, he also shows that he has like enough composure to do some martial arts, which is just an awesome combination of old school and new school. So I've been drilling a lot lately. Some of these little jumps, like those, I wouldn't do those with my visual poi. Just saying. But I'm trying to do these little butterfly kicks and like sort of martial kicks in the middle of my poi sets because I realize I stand still a lot. So kicking those legs out. You can blow a hip flexor out though. I've definitely like pulled my hip training these. So I don't know what the full warm-up is for those leaps he does, but your hips have to be definitely both flexible and strong. You'll blow them out of the socket. No, I don't know. Yeah, Vojta is amazing. If you could take a page out of his book once a year, you're in good shape. The next video is from Flow Toys, as you can tell. If you're not periodically going through their YouTube channel, you're missing out on some great content. I love their channel. So this one is just Podpoi V2. And what I noticed that they did really nicely was they actually you get a good look at both spinners' faces while they're tunneling. Usually you just see the person in the front. So it's very subtle, but see how you can see the guy in the back's face? That really engaged me because I was kind of anticipating like, oh, when am I going to get to see him again? And the tunneling section only lasts that short while. But I felt like even though the one guy was in the front, I still was really engaged with both of them. And for the rest of the video, they do bounce around and show them tunneling and then not tunneling. It's like it had a really nice balance of him standing directly in front of the other guy and me getting a good look at the other guy. So I don't like flow performances where one person's the star of the show usually. I like when everyone has an equal role. And Flow Toys did that really nicely with this video. It kind of devolves away from the choreographed stuff into just the flow, but they are Flow Toys. They're showing people having fun, and they captured it really nicely. Man, that was a cool video. You got to go check it out. I don't do half that stuff with my V2s. Oh, okay. The 4th lesson was like, watch how he catches his staff, like Luke Skywalker, catching his lightsaber. This is actually a Star Wars act, which is kind of cool. I think his name's Amit Kenig or something. He choreographs the whole thing, right? Where he starts with one, catches the second one, but then wait till you see him catch the third. It launches from the other side in the same way, and then he starts a juggle with it. Man, that suit is cool. So this guy is basically next level with it. Yeah, how the heck did it? How many times did they have to practice that launch from that little machine so that it perfectly landed in his hand for the juggling pattern? I'm taking notes because I want to get my double and triple staff stage ready. And he makes it look so easy and fun, honestly. It looks really fun. This guy's like a ninja laser Jedi. So I studied this one at least 10 times before I came up with the part that I really liked about it. This is live mapping. So they have some sort of camera that projects into software, and they just pick certain parts of it. And if it hits a certain threshold of brightness, they project it onto the screen, and then the guy controlling the computer controls how long it stays for, basically. Really smooth transitions with it. But if you watch coming up here, one of these guys stands in front of the other, and the other illuminates him from the back while he holds a power pose. I think power poses are really effective ways of showing your audience an image you want them to remember. So obviously this image of this guy standing with the fist up and holding the club, they wanted the audience to remember that. The rest of it is obviously super cool, but it's more fleeting. A power pose is oftentimes what I remember from like variety acts. I remember they did a bunch of tosses, they did a bunch of partner choreography, but a power pose shows that you curated all the cool things your body can do and boiled it down to one moment and depicted a really cool way to showcase that. Now, this is kind of hard to do without a partner, but you can illuminate yourself by spinning props behind you or standing in front of a light. It's fun to figure out different lighting techniques on stage to show your audience, hey, I know what you're going to find cool, and here's how I'm using the venue to do it. And these guys kind of have a life hack where the light mapping allows them to basically keep a source of light anywhere. Man, the implications of this technology are crazy. And it can't be that easy to do. I'm sure the person running the computer or like the live visuals has to be really good at this, because this doesn't just happen. You don't just spend $1,000 on a projector. You have to sit there and tinker with it. I know because I've played with the Trails app in Final Cut, or the Trails plugin. It's hard to get it to look good. So props to these guys. This is probably my favorite video out of the whole bunch. I highly recommend going and watching the whole thing. It's actually like a TED Talk or a TEDx event. Definitely the coolest TED Talk I've ever seen. So there you go. 5 concepts you can apply to your LED shows that are not too hard to learn. I guess getting a device to launch a staff to you from off stage might be expensive, but you'll figure it out.